Okay, in this lesson we're going to be looking at the relationship of heroes and mythology to media and consumption, and looking at how media and consumption are fueled by the heroes and mythology of Bollywood, and also how heroes and mythology are fueled by media and consumption. So we're going to look at the symbiotic relationship between both of heroes and mythology to media and consumption. So the relationship between Bollywood and media is, like I said, symbiotic, which means that they're kind of reciprocal. They both benefit from their relationship. So Bollywood uses media for promotion of the films, and media uses Bollywood for its financial sustenance, and that's something we're going to look at in more specifics. Media holds power in the perpetuation of Bollywood and allowing it to develop globally, and this is because of the way it kind of promotes and discusses Bollywood films, and how that's kind of shared on a global scale allows Bollywood to gain presence as well as gain popularity. Acceptance and rejection of Bollywood helps to shape and reflect social consensus on Bollywood. So the way media discusses it obviously shapes the way we think about it, and so that kind of has an influence on the way we kind of consume as well as see Bollywood as a whole. And the internet is a big proponent of this, so it perpetuates mythology and drives interest and stimulates reaction, so it builds up hype. And this can be seen through websites like Masala and Bollywood Life. They broadcast photos, interviews, videos, and gossip, which fuels discussion on a global scale in online forums, which obviously, again, is really developing and perpetuating that hype. If lots of people are talking about the films and there's greater awareness of the films, and more people are likely to see it. Like we kind of discussed in class, if everybody's talking about it, you're going to more likely want to see it because you want to kind of be a part of what the discussion is about. So internet sites really help to do that, and I'll just quickly show you some examples of what Masala and Bollywood Life look like. So this is the Masala website. As you can see, it's got lots of stuff about the films, the people in the films, about their lives. It follows, what they're doing. At movie reviews, and Tube Light is a big movie that's coming up. Also talks about like fashion and wealth, and something that will kind of come to look at. A lot of these Bollywood stars are Muslim as well, so there's lots of essence of Islam in there, and if you didn't know, Eid is coming up as well, so that's kind of what they're talking about there. They talk about the relationships of the individuals, what they're doing, who they're with, and as you can see within these images as well, there's kind of a big Western influence in their lives as well, and they kind of follow that. And as we're going to see, there's kind of a lot of wealth as well, so promoting consumerism, individualism, as well as affluence. So the internet also helps to perpetuate the films and Bollywood itself through advertisements and the product placements it has, which fuels the star mythology of Bollywood, like actors like Shah Rukh Khan, as they're characterized as the ubiquitous symbol of the new consumerist society. So like Shah Rukh Khan, there's constant advertisements of him online, and lots of stuff about the products that he's using and what he looks like, what he's wearing, and this perpetuates his myths, as we've discussed, of being like a young, hip, wealthy individual, and kind of fueling that idea or encouraging consumption through it as well, because as people try to be and behave like him, they'll start wanting to purchase the items next with him. So it's perpetuating that mythology around him, but also encouraging individuals to consume. Also within, following these stars that the websites do, so through the news and media internet, as well as providing ad spaces for stars, consumers are encouraged to consume Bollywood films as well, because it's kind of making Bollywood films ever present and constantly putting that kind of ideals in our space and in our mind, and then encouraging us to consume. And as you can see through this graph here, advertisements on internet have increased significantly significantly. As more people use the internet, obviously more advertisements are going to be on it, and so that has really fueled consumption of Bollywood as well, because a lot of the advertisements, as we know, that are used in India use Bollywood stars. So it kind of continues and maintains that presence of Bollywood and encourages people to consume. And it also maintains a direct link between consumers and stars, because by having these stories available to us whenever we want to access it, it maintains their kind of presence in our lives. It fuels that connection that we feel like we have with these actors, which kind of makes us want us to connect with them and therefore watch the films again. So that association with stars and with actors is extremely important in consuming the films as well, because a lot of people will watch a film based on who's in it. And this also encourages us to purchase paraphernalia connected with the films, because of the advertisements, the following of the stories. As we saw on Masala, they have the dresses that people are wearing, which kind of helps us, again, if we want to look like those stars, if we want to feel like we're connected to them, then we'll purchase the paraphernalia connected with them. Also, the paraphernalia connected within the films, which includes the songs that are in the films. It also includes the clothing brands that they're wearing and the accessories that they're wearing, as well as the products that are kind of being placed within the films, as well as what the stars are connected and associated with. Also, media, songs are a big part of Bollywood, as we know, and as we've discussed and looked at already, the songs that they sing about, whilst reflecting the individual desires of the characters within the film, are definitely centred around the massive or main mythologies within the film. So themes like nationalism, family, and romance are big focuses of Bollywood songs. And as we know, the songs are released before the films come out, which helps to promote the films, but it also helps to maintain the presence of these mythologies within kind of our minds, because they maintain the importance and the popularity of these mythologies within the films. If these songs are constantly about these mythologies, then it maintains that as a continuity of something that's being important. And so, and it's kind of like a chicken and the egg thing. Individuals want to see, and so it's given. And then also it's given, so we see it more, and therefore we want it more. So it's kind of like meeting the society's needs whilst also providing them with something that we want them to desire, so that they'll come and watch the film. So by focusing on these themes, it's kind of keeping that cycle going of maintaining the demand of what people want to see, whilst also giving them something we think they want, they think they want them to see, so that they'll come and watch the films. So it maintains that prevalence of those mythologies within those songs, whilst also encouraging people to come and watch it. And also the spectacle within the songs. It's a big part of what Bollywood is, the massive song and dance, and so people want to see that. And the production costs and production time that goes into these songs really makes them, when they kind of release them beforehand, really makes it a very kind of interesting video and song to watch, which maintains the interest in the music industry as well. So again, like I said, it's a symbiotic relationship. Bollywood gets out of the music industry, people coming to watch the films because of the songs and the music that they've kind of familiarized themselves with before they've gone to see the film. And it also, like I said, gives insight into what the film's about, encouraging people to come and see. But it also maintains the prominence of the music industry, because the songs are getting made for the films. And so if you kind of were to sever that relationship, then the music industry might have less prominence, because they're not being exposed to it as much. There's less exposure because their favourite actors aren't a part of it anymore. So it's kind of like, again, a bit of a symbiotic relationship, because the film's use of those songs maintains the presence of the music industry within individuals' minds, but it, again, also fuels the interest in the films as well. And then outside of this, outside of music, TV magazines and news media also play a role in perpetuating mythologies within the films, and ultimately reflecting the change of values and ideologies in society. So it kind of does the both. The themes that it focuses on and what it talks about within the films kind of projects what we are seeing, and also projects what we're feeling in society as well. So the focus within the media surrounding Bollywood and its stars has shifted away from old-style elegance to a depicting of a lifestyle of affluence as a result of westernization. So as we saw with the website that I just showed, a lot of it is about their lives, what they're wearing, what they're doing, and it's no longer showing them as being humble, humble and traditional Indian. It's definitely showing them as more Western and more affluent, which is reflecting reflecting the attitudes of the growing attitudes of Indians as well as outside of India as well. So an example is like magazines constantly hailing Shah Rukh Khan as the ultimate role model and as being a successful star and family man. So they glamorize him and this celebrity lifestyle in the media, which reflects the growing aspirations of wealth and mainstream and materialism within Bollywood, but that also helps to maintain its relevance, because by focusing on that affluence and that wealth that these stars have, it kind of projects an ideal lifestyle that a lot of Indians are kind of trying to achieve, which helps to maintain its relevance because they're reflecting the attitudes that some Indians, the more modernized and middle-class wealthy Indians, are trying to achieve, as well as a lot of the NRIs and PIOs are trying to achieve as well. And just in case if we're not sure, RI is resident Indians, and then obviously NRIs are non-resident Indians, and PIOs are persons of Indian origin. So it's the focus of those mythologies around the stars, showing them as being wealthy and aspirational, is helping to perpetuate those mythologies of stars, which helps them to remain relevant because of it also reflecting the social attitudes currently in India as well as outside of India. Also, because of the significant popularity of Bollywood in India, as we've spoken about, Bollywood is kind of seen as this social, this cultural product that is reflective of Indian culture, and so it has a massive prominence in India and massive prominence and massive importance for a lot of Indians. Because of that, media utilizes Bollywood as and its style and mythology for entertainment content in order to attract and retain audiences. So it's very similar to kind of what a lot of our shows will do as well. They'll get famous people in and they'll advertise that these famous people are going to be coming in on the show, so people will watch it. So lots of media shows utilize, or TV shows, sorry, utilize their Bollywood stars and actors so that more people will watch their shows as well. So, and also tabloid magazines. Lots of magazines will talk about these Bollywood stars, so people will buy them, which means that, again, media is kind of profiting off the mythologies and the stars and Bollywood itself, so that the heroes itself, so that people will purchase the media's products as well. And it kind of has that symbiotic relationship, because by doing that, the media are gaining profits, but also it's maintaining that interest in Bollywood, which means Bollywood benefits from it as well. And game shows also use Bollywood-related knowledge, so trivia shows and things like that. They'll ask questions about Bollywood films, about Bollywood stars and actors, and about their lives to maintain interest and relevance in the show. But again, it also fuels that interest around Bollywood and its mythologies and its heroes. Here are some just quick examples. So Amitabh Bachchan is a host of a game show. It's very similar to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Again, by having him as a host, it gets people wanting to watch the show, but he also has a big part in the show, so his personality is projected, and he maintains that persona because it's, he's the game show host of an intelligence game show, so it maintains that persona of him as being this wise, older man and a man of authority. So again, it fuels that persona of himself whilst also maintaining interest in the game show itself. And then there's Shah Rukh Khan brought out a game show in 2015, which is called India Puchega. And again, it's kind of like a trivia game show. And as you can see, he's very nicely done up. It's, there's lots of prizes to go along with the game show that again fuels his own persona of being wealthy and young, because as you can see, it's a lot more active than Amitabh Bachchan's one, because he's sitting in a seat, whereas Shah Rukh Khan is dancing around. So again, it's kind of fitting into his persona of being this young, cool, affluent actor. And then lastly, Kareena Kapoor, which is her, and Imran Khan, which is this man here, appeared on a show called The Big Boss, which is kind of like Big Brother, as star guests. And what they did, what they're seen doing here, is a dance from their upcoming film. They also got to talk about their film and what it was like being on the film as well. So again, it draws interest into the show Big Boss, because people are going to watch it because their favourite stars are on it, but it also fueled interest into their upcoming film, and again helped people to consume Bollywood. So most important thing to kind of take away from this is that symbiotic relationship between Bollywood and media and consumption, and how the way they talk about and fuel interest helps to get people to consume media and the media products, as well as Bollywood and the products associated with the films as well.